Good afternoon, guys, and this is Coach Care here today to bring you this week's session on the harmonic scanner, right? So we've just come out of a phenomenal weekend. I'm telling you, the persons are about to become 6, 7, and 8-figure earners just from this weekend alone, right? Persons are now about to see income in their bank accounts just from this weekend alone. We had Steven Cylinder all the way from the US came over. He is one of the IML educators here, and what he came to do was to educate us on the Forex market, teaching us 7 strategies that we can go there and we can use in Forex in order to become more profitable. So for those who already know Forex, like myself, this weekend was just practice and even some aha moments that we didn't know before, which was good for us. For those who have never heard about Forex before, persons that have never been able to read the charts or understand how it works, this weekend was a lot of information for them. And I know for some of you, it may be a bit over your head, whereas it was a lot of information that you don't know how to implement the information. So again, the reason why I create these YouTube videos is to simplify things for you. My YouTube videos is to help you to practice the harmonic scanner, showing you strategies that you can use, right, in order to become more and more profitable. So I want you guys to take my YouTube videos, make sure that you understand them, drop comments below, like them, and even practice with them. Guys, there's somebody else out there that needs to hear about this opportunity. They need to watch this YouTube video to understand the harmonic scanner. So please feel free to share this video with anybody you think will be beneficial to this type of information. Even new persons, even prospects, persons that don't have any idea about the foreign currency exchange, you can share this video with them so that they can start to gain a bit of knowledge into how Forex works, how the harmonic scanner works, and how they can use this platform to become more profitable. All right, so one of the strategies that Steven Cylinder taught this weekend is using trend lines with the harmonic scanner. Now, let me tell you, when he dropped this strategy, even professional traders like myself was shocked. I can tell you, if you had looked to the back of the room, if you were there, and you looked at our faces, we were shocked, right? That you could have actually set trend lines onto the harmonic scanner and become more profitable. Of course, we have our own strategies with the harmonic scanner. The harmonic scanner can take many strategies, but one thing we didn't think about was using trend lines, okay? So I'm gonna run through this with you, right? I'm going to break down what a trend line is for persons who don't know what trend lines are. I'm also going to go through impulse, corrective, and continuation, right? So these are the moves of the market. If you look at the market, right, price usually has an impulse either in a buy or a sell, right? Then it corrects. Some persons know correction as flags. Some person knows it as the market pulling back, right, to do a retest before it continues in the direction that it impulsed, right? So I'm going to go over to the whiteboard. We're just going to put some definitions down on what is a trend line, you know, how you draw trend lines, what do trend lines identify, right? And then we're going to go over to impulse, corrective, and continuation moves, right? So get your pen and paper, make sure you make some notes, follow me. If you need to pause this video in order to make sure that you're understanding, please feel free to do that. Guys, I want to make sure that you are learning with us. All right, so I'm going to share my screen now over to the whiteboard. And I have here so far trend lines, right? So trend lines is really a tool that you have to manually input onto the charts in order to identify a pattern, right? So you have various patterns in the market, but the most common market movements are uptrends, downtrends, and consolidation. Now, some of you might be asking, what is consolidation? So consolidation is when the market is moving sideways, right? So let me just continue to write this here for you. So we have an uptrend, it's higher highs and higher lows. So if you think about how you may have seen the market moving, right? So on an uptrend, you have a mountain top. So think about how a mountain is shaped, and then at the bottom of the mountain, you have a valley. So every single time the market is going up in an uptrend, it creates a higher mountain top to the previous one, right? And then it creates a higher valley to the previous one, right? So it would look something like this, right? It would look something like this, right? So this is an uptrend. As you can see, we have higher highs, right? And higher lows, right? So that line that I drew by the valleys is what we call a trend line that identifies an uptrend in the market. Why would we draw this? Because we need to understand where the trade is bouncing before it takes off again. So when the market is moving, it bounces an area and then take off again, right? So the market always bounces an area, right? Persons call it retesting, and then it takes off again, right? So in this case here, I showed you an uptrend here on the right-hand side where the market came down and bounced off of this area where price was respected, right? So this is an uptrend, higher highs and higher lows. All right. So now we go over to what is a downtrend, right? So downtrend is the opposite to an uptrend, right? It's the opposite to an uptrend. So what you have is lower highs and lower lows. Okay, so it's opposite to an uptrend. So I'll just draw this for you. So again, still dealing with the mountain tops, right? You have lower mountain tops and lower valleys, right? So this is a downtrend. And this is where we will draw our trend line, right? Trend line is not that perfect. 1 second, let me draw it again. So this is our trend line here, right? So trend line, again, is an area where the market respects. So you can see that the trend actually goes to that area and bounces off and take off. So that's how we're able to identify that this is a downtrend, because the trade came to this area and took off, right? So downtrend is lower highs and lower lows. Finally, the last market movement is called consolidation. Consolidation. Now, what is consolidation? No higher highs, no lower lows. Right? So what that means is that price is basically trading sideways, right? So let me try to draw this for you now. So price is trading sideways, right? So there are no higher highs, no lower lows, right? Price is trading sideways and bouncing in between this area, right? So these are the 3 different types of market movements. You have uptrends, downtrends, and consolidation. Okay, so we use trend lines, as I said, to identify trends in the market. Right? Good. So let's go now over to the harmonic scanner and see how we can draw a trend line on the harmonic scanner, right? So if you look here, this is Euro GBP on the M15 chart, right? So if you look here, price was in a downtrend, right? And then price went up into an uptrend. So what you want to do when you're drawing a trend line is that you're using the wicks of a candle, right? So using the wicks of the candle, make sure that your trend line is not going through the body of a candle, right? You don't want to go through the body of a candle. So in this case, you can see I drew a trend line and we had two candles touching this trend line before the trend broke and went up into a buy, right? So as you can see, we're in a downtrend and it broke the trend line and went up to a buy, right? So this is a good example here for you guys so that you can look and see how we draw the trend line. So again, you want to make sure that the trend lines do not go through the body of the candles, right? So this is another example here. So remember, if you didn't do the harmonic scanner training that I've done on the first video that I posted, please go back to my YouTube channel, go to the Harmonic Scanner Plus BRS training, and that teaches you the different patterns the harmonic scanner carries and when it's time to buy and sell, right? So over here, this is a sell trade, right? Because it's a W, as I mentioned previously, W's tell you to sell the trade, right? So we're going to draw a trend line because what do we see here? We see an uptrend, right? So we got higher highs, higher lows, right? So this was the last low. This is the new high, new low, new high, right? So this is an active trade at the moment, and we want to identify the trend, right? We want to make sure we identify the trend. So drawing the trend line, making sure that you have at least two touches, right? So what validates a trend line? It must have a minimum of two touches, right? A minimum of two touches. So we have a touch here and we have a touch here, right? Now, trading the harmonic scanner with this trend line, what we want to do now is wait for the trend line to be broken. That's when we want to enter the trade, right? We want to enter the trade when the trend is broken. So we already can see here we're in an uptrend, but the harmonic scanner is calling a sell, right? So given the harmonic scanner is calling a sell, means that the harmonic scanner projects that we will go into a downtrend, but right now we're in an uptrend. So we need to now identify, when can we enter this trade? So what we're looking for now is that we want to see this trend line broken. We're not going to enter the trade until the trend line is broken, right? So because what could happen here is that the trade could come down, respect the trend line and bounce and continue up, right? So we want to make sure that we catch the sell when the trend line is broken. Okay, so I am just going to show you guys what type of market movement I would be expecting, right? So what type of market movement I'll be expecting? This is the type of move that I'd be looking to happen, right? This is the type of move that I'd be looking to happen. So what I did here was just put a similar move from what we have here. This is the type of move that I would expect to happen right now in order to catch this sell. So what we are going to wait for is we're going to wait for a sell candle to come down and break this trend line. Right? We're going to wait for a sell candle to break this trend line. Once the trend is broken, then you can sell. Right? Once the trend is broken, then you can sell. All right? So I just want you guys to make note of that. Once the trend line is broken, then you can sell. So you don't want to sell while a candle is still active. So wait for the candle to close, right? Wait for the candle to close. So what are we going to look for candlesticks wise in order to identify when we should get into the market, right? This is what I was talking about before, where I mentioned now we're going to go over to impulse, corrective, and continuation, right? So what is an impulse move, Karen? So impulse move is a strong move to any direction. A strong move to any direction, whether it's in upward move if you're looking for uptrend, or a downward move if you're looking for a downtrend. So an example of that is this. So you had 3 candles that took you out of this consolidation we had here, right? So the market was moving a bit sideways here, and we had 3 candles that took us straight out of that area. Now that is a strong move. So this is what you will call an impulse, right? So the market moves strong to the upside, and then it rests, right? So I want you guys to think of corrective moves as the market resting. So think of it as a guy that is running, right? I want you to vision it as a guy that is running. So let's say this is a guy running here, and he ran all the way up, and then he rested. And once he got enough rest and his energy was back, he ran again. So this second run is what you call continuation, right? This is what you call continuation. So he had a first run, right? Impulse move. He rested, correction, and then he ran again, continuation, right? So that's what we're looking for. What we want now, we want impulse move. So we want the sellers to come running down. Then we want them to rest. As soon as the sellers rest, right, then we can sell. Then we can sell. So we're looking for a move to the downside, break the trend line, wait for the sellers to rest, which is the correction, and then we want to catch the continuation of that downtrend. Right, so I hope that makes sense. That should break it down for you, because I know a lot of you guys still didn't understand what impulse, correction, and continuation meant, right? So it's real simple. Think of it as a guy running, or you running, right? So you ran up for some distance, and then when you were tired, you rested for a bit. And once you got your energy again, you continue to run even more. That is the impulse, the corrective, and the continuation move, right? So that's how we're trading the harmonic scanner. This is the strategy. So you draw the trend line. First, you need to understand what the trend is. Please do not draw to the candles. So we draw the trend line to respect the bounces of the market, right? Then we wait for the trend line to be broken. So we wait for impulse move, then for it to correct, then we jump in for the sell. All right, so this is a good lineup here. If you guys catch this video just after I post it, this is EuroCAD on the H4, right? This is EuroCAD on the H4. Obviously, the H4 means that every candle forms every 4 hours. So what that means is that obviously this move is going to take a little while before it drops, right? This move is going to take a little while before it drops. This is a good move. So we just wait for it to break the trend line, then we can sell. So let's look at another example. Let's go for the H1 time frame. So it's USD JPY on the H1. So H1 means that every candle forms every hour, right? So we're gonna draw a trend line now. All right, gonna draw a trend line. So we're not drawing through the candlesticks. You're not drawing through the candlesticks. Right, so this is the trend line that I drew. We have 1 touch, 2 touches, right? So for this trade, for me, this needs to break the trend line. So what I need is a strong impulse move to the upside, because this is a buy trade, this is an M. So as I said, if you went through my previous videos, you would have seen that I mentioned 2 patterns the harmonic scanner gives you, an M and a W, right? So here we have an M. Market is telling us to buy, right? Harmonic scanner is telling us to buy. We drew a trend line. We have 2 touches. Remember, for us to validate a trend line, it must have a minimum of 2 touches, all right? So we have the 2 touches. So now we're waiting for an impulse move. As you can see here, market is still selling. So do we get into the market now? No, because the market is still heading towards the downside. So now we wait, all right? We wait for the market to break our trend line. We wait until we see an impulse move. So what we're gonna wait for now is the market to impulse to the upside. So we wait for the guy to run strong to the upside, rest, and then we enter for the buy in order to continue the run up, right? So I hope that makes sense to you guys. So let me show you what I would be looking for here, right? Let me show you what I'll be looking for here. So this is what we're looking for, right? This type of move. We're just gonna spread it out here for you. So we're looking for a strong move to the upside, correction, where the trade rests, then continuation, right? And you can see it here. Look how he rests, right? So if you say that this move was 100%, right? He rests, to me, he rests about between 40 and 50%. So now we wait for the continuation. So you'll be entering the trade after the move is resting, right? So you wait for the correction. So I hope that makes sense, right? Remember, impulse is a guy running up strong. Correction is a guy resting. And continuation is when he continues to run. Very simple, right? So we're looking for a strong move up, correction. We then enter the trade and take the continuation. All right, real simple. Let's go to another trade. I hope you guys are making notes of what an impulse is. All right, so we're going to do Euro and ZE. Going to look here now. So this is a W shape. Harmonic scanner expects that Euro and ZE is going to sell, right? So let's draw our trend lines. Right? Trend line here. Right? Trend line here. So what we're waiting for, right, is for the trend line to be broken with a strong move to the downside. Wait for the correction, and then we enter for the sell, right? So the move that I'd be expecting to come here would be this. Right? Looking for this type of move. Right? This is the type of move we're looking for. Strong move to the downside, correction, continuation. Right? That's what we're looking for. So I hope this really helps you guys, right? These are 3 examples that I've done so far. So if you want me, I'll do another example on drawing the trend line, because some of you might be wondering, where do I draw my trend line from? Right? So you're drawing the trend line from the guy who started the move, right? The guy who started the move. So in this case, all right, if you look here with me, we have a blue candle and then we have a red candle, right? But this guy started this move because he pushed the market all the way down, right? So if you're looking for the guy that started a sell move, it will always be a red candle. So don't start from the guy that is blue. Start from the guy that is red, right? So we're drawing the trend line from the guy that started to run to the downside, right? And remember, we're looking for a minimum of 2 touches, right? So this is our trend. First touch here, second touch here, right? So what we're waiting for now is a strong move to the upside, which will be our impulse move. Then we wait for the market to rest, which is our correction, right? And then we enter in on the continuation. Wait 1 second, let me just get this here for you guys. Right. So this is what we're looking for here, right? This is the type of move we're looking for. It might not be exact, but just show you what we're looking for. So we're looking for a strong move to break this trend line. We're looking for the market to rest a little, right? Which is a correction. We enter for the buy, and we get the continuation to the upside. So I hope this makes sense, guys. Again, I'm going to try to keep these videos short so that you don't take in too much information and you can go ahead and practice, right? So I did 4 examples, right? How to draw the trend line, impulse, corrective, continuation moves, right? So I gave you a simple definition of what impulse, corrective, and continuation means. Picture yourself running, right? Correction means that I need to take time out to catch my breath before I continue running again, right? So guys, I hope that this video was useful. I hope that it actually broke down the terminology a bit more for you, right? You can now go ahead onto TradingView, mark up your charts. You can go over to the harmonic scanner, mark up your charts as well with the trend line, and wait for those impulse and corrective moves, right? If you don't get a corrective move, you don't enter the market. It's as simple as that, right? If you don't get a corrective move, you do not enter the market. So you always have to wait for the market to rest first before you jump in for the continuation. All right, guys. So I hope that was useful for you today. Thank you for joining me this week on Trendlines and Impulse Moves with the Harmonic Scanner. Remember, tune in every single Monday. I drop a new video teaching you how you can profit from the Forex markets. Guys, this is Coach Kier. I'll see you next week, Monday.